Hi, let me show you how to monitor system utilization and calibration using SystemLink. Let's actually deep dive into a demo. In here, I have my SystemLink workspace. This is a web app that is giving me remote access to all of my testers in a centralized platform. In here, I can divide all of the systems that are connected to my server in different workspaces. What that helps me do is just give access to the right people and the right test devices. Within my Systems Management tab, I can actually see different devices. I can see 6 test and log stations that are connected in here. I can also see a semiconductor bench and a BTS system. I have some good information in here, including my IP address, my model, my serial number, my workspace, and when the system was added to my server. Let's deep dive into one of them. I'm going to deep dive into my NI BTS system. And within my first tab, I can actually see an overview of the health and utilization of that system. I can see that it's running 7 jobs. Most of them actually succeeded. I can see my CPU usage and my disk and memory so that I can prevent some failures before they happen. In here, I'm going to show you my Assets tab, which contains absolutely all of the information of all the devices that are connected to that specific tester. I can see that I have a PXI chassis at 1082. I can see that I have a digital input and output board, a scope, a GPIB board, and I even have some assets that are from other types of vendors. I can see some information, including the serial number, the model, and we've got some alarms in here that show that some of these boards actually need calibration. I can also have a similar view within my Devices and Interfaces tab that gives me something very similar to what you would see in Max if you logged into that specific tester or PXI chassis. I can see all of the boards that are connected in here, whether they're simulated or existing, and I can perform the same tasks like do a self-test or a self-calibration, or even rename those assets. Next thing I want to show you is how I can also generate some reports. These reports are just out of the box, so no programming needed on my end. I can see things like how much I am using my assets. Here, the first report that showed up was a device asset utilization in the past 24 hours. So I can change that. And I can also take a look at some other really cool information, like, for example, my calibration. I have seen many times that engineers struggle and they actually have to go and have a spreadsheet with all of their calibration information for all of the boards, and then they have to share that amongst teams. In here, from my centralized location, I can take a look at all of the assets and when they're due for calibration. I see that I have several assets that I should have calibrated before April, which is when I set up the system. So I can just click on that and actually view all of the assets that are past its calibration date. Once I click on this, I get a full list of all of that information, which helps me just save time, be more effective, and remove all of those manual tasks. Thank you for watching.